Greetings once again, mages out there. Duuz-Diz-Din, back at it again with Fairy Tale: The 100 Years Quest. Previously, the whole of Fairy Tale has found themselves in quite the pickle, specifically Team Natsu and Jalal, as the people of Falan, under orders from Gold Owl, have descended upon them. Sai incapacitating Gray, Wendy, and Carla, what seemed to be a old fortune teller or witch, incapacitating Lucy and Happy, a deceptive old man taking pictures, incapacitating Urza and Jalal. The only one who managed to escape being Natsu, since the person he went up against was a little too straightforward. Everyone else, tricked by techniques and abilities. Natsu went up against a bunch of coal miners. He brute forced his way right through that, but he was the only one to escape. But with Sabretooth still being there, basically on vacation, they've decided that they'll be the ones to help Natsu rescue his friend. Will they manage to overcome the people of Falan when they're not sure who is friend or foe? Join me as I find out. Won't you? Alright, Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, Chapter 128, Tigers United. And Natsu dressed as a miner. It's an interesting get-up. He keeps himself going with cheer and spirit. Today's gonna be a good coal mining day. Coal mining is a dangerous profession, though. Alright, we pick up in the Coal Mining Guild Gagara. Hey, why does it say Coal Mining Guild? Oh, translation errors. It's a pretty nice looking guild too. And we see Natsu, Sting, and Rogue there just seething with rage, doing their best intimidation look. I mean, look, 3 Dragon Slayers? I wouldn't mess with that. And we see the boss of Gagarak, Iwashita, all beaten up already, saying, "Come on, guys, give a guy a break. Those Gold Owl guys asked me to do it." Natsu says, "Why do you kidnap my friends?" Iwashita says, I know nothing about that." Natsu then asks, "Where is everyone?" Iwashita says, "It's the guild, ain't it? Gold Owl. I was just following orders to catch a wizard from Fairy Tale." Natsu cracks his knuckles and says, "Where's the guild?" Iwashita panics and says, "If you leave town and head north, it's right there," he says, all while bowing. Natsu gets ready to rush out the door saying, "Alright, let's go." Minerva says, "Wait, Natsu, you fairies are quite lukewarm in your method." She then stomps on Iwashita's head, and we get a nice shot of her panties, saying, "You still have things to hide, don't you?" As Iwashita panics. That is a nice angle, though. Natsu's kind of taken aback by this, as Minerva's got her sinister side showing, saying, "I'm not so naive." Sting cracks his knuckles, saying, "Don't think you'll get away with messing with Natsu's friends." As Rogue says, "You're gonna tell us everything you know." Yukino tries to defuse the situation, saying, Now, just calm down." But Lecter stops her, saying, "No, this is a serious situation," with Froth adding, "Fro thinks so too." And so Iwashita panics as Minerva moves in, and all you hear are the screams from Gagarak as you see Minerva just beating down all the members. Like, she's having a good time. Also, like, man, that dress is not holding her bits in place all that great. It's just like, this is a moment where I really appreciate Atsuo's art, because it just looks like she's just gonna pop out of that dress at any moment. Sting letting off one of his roars. Rogue, honestly, I can't tell what Rogue's doing in this artwork. It just looks like he's taking a big swing of something. I don't know. Naturally, Yukino's just panicking, and Natsu's just looking on like, and after they've completely left the guild in tatters, leaving all the members in a pile, Natsu questions, "You just wanted to go wild, didn't you?" Sting is embarrassed, saying, "I don't wanna, I'm not like you, Natsu." Minerva says, "Thanks to that, we know where everyone was taken." Yukino adds, "I didn't think they'd be in separate places." That's actually a good point. And Sting questions, "So, wasn't I right to go on a rampage?" Froth adds, "Fro thinks so too." But Natsu smiles, saying, "But you know, for a moment it felt like I was with everyone in the guild." Lecter's shocked, saying, "What did you say?" Natsu says Minerva looked like Urza, which embarrasses her, saying, "I'm like Urza?" Natsu says, "Yukino is Lucy, of course." Yukino says, "I'm Lucy?" Natsu then says, "Lecter and Frost, you're Wendy and Carla." Lecter simply says, "Huh?" Well, Frost says, "Fro became Carla." Aw, so cute. Natsu says Rogue is kind of like Gray, and Rogue doesn't say anything. Sting smiles, saying, "So I'm you, Natsu?" But Natsu holds up a happy costume saying, "You're happy." Sting questions why. And after somehow getting everyone in cosplay, he says, "Come to think of it, members like these ain't bad either." Wait, how did Lecter end up dressed up as Wendy, though? Like, what makes him Wendy? It's still shocking he got them all dressed up like that. Or is it just for the gag? It's probably just for the gag. Natsu turns to Sting saying, "Try saying I like you're happy." Well, Sting says, "Like hell I will." Natsu then holds up a fish saying, "Want some fish?" And Sting says, "Aye." And then he immediately is just like, "I actually did it." He screams while crouched in a corner. Rogue interrupts saying, "This isn't the best place to be messing around." "That goes for you too, Natsu." Natsu says everyone will be fine. Minerva questions, "But you were so beside yourself at the inn. What happened?" Natsu explains, "Of course I'm gonna save them right away, but when you think about it, everyone just got caught off guard, right? Don't underestimate my friend." Sting adds, "It's true that Jalal and Urza are together." Well, Rogue says they ought to escape with ease once they come to their senses, those two. Well, Yukino says it's reassuring to know Wendy and Gray are together. Frost says Carla too. So Yukino says yes, Carla as well. Lecter then says the problem is Lucy and Happy, yes? Which kind of angers Natsu, saying, "Hey, who do you take them for?" No, Natsu, he kind of has a point. I love Lucy, but she tends to get captured more than anyone else. With Sting adding, no, Natsu. Do you know what happens to beautiful girls when they're caught? Natsu questions this, and we immediately get an image of Lucy just being tickle tortured, of course, as he says probably things that are better left unsaid. Minerva then whispers to Sting, "No, if I were you, I'd put it more like this." Yukino says, "Hey, Sting, Minerva." Natsu goes racing off saying, "You're a guild with one sick imagination, Saber." As Yukino calls out for Natsu, Natsu yells back, "I'm gonna go save Lucy and Happy." Lucy-ish Yukino and Happy-ish Sting, "You're with me." With Yukino just saying, "Huh?" And Sting yells, "I'm not happy-ish." But they go chasing after him regardless. Minerva sighs, saying, in that case, seeing as I'm Urza-ish, I'll go to Urza and Jalal." Lecter says, "That means the grayish Rogue, the Wendy-ish me, and the Carla-ish Frosh will all stick together." Frosh says, "Carla-ish." I love Frosh. Rogue tells Minerva, "Be careful, milady." And Minerva says, "Careful? I have the easiest course by far. This is Urza and Jalal, isn't it? Do they really need any saving?" We then pick up on the outskirts of Falan City, Deltara Forest. Huh, interesting. Everything's like triangles or squares in the flora and fauna. And we see a janky looking house. Oh yeah, it's that weird old man. He's humming to himself as he pins the picture of Urza and Jalal up on the wall. Okay, so they are literally trapped within the photograph. Weird. But they can't see outside of the photograph. Inside the photograph, Urza says, "It's no use. No matter how much magic I use, I can't seem to get out." Well, Jalal says, "Where in the world are we?" Jalal is shoved right into Urza's cleavage. Urza says, "The moment the photo was taken, we were locked away in this plate." Jalal realizes, inside the photo? But Urza is a little embarrassed, saying, "Jalal, please don't shout so loudly into my chest. My body is twitching." Jalal says, "I'm sorry." Urza starts to say, "That's why." Jalal says, "I've never heard of magic like this." But Urza questions, "Is it really even magic?" The old man tells them it's alchemy, which shocks the two. He explains, "Your magic power will be used as raw alchemic material. And what wonderful material it is." Oh, okay, we cut away from that. So they're going to be used as sacrifices, huh? We pick up with Natsu, Sting, and Yukino racing off as Natsu calls for Lucy and Happy. He imagines some weird stuff, like them being dumped in acid or something, and her clothes melting off, or her being forced to wear a very revealing outfit, bunny girl outfit. Man, we just went into full-on H territory, huh? As Natsu says, "How dare they do that kind of filth?" Sting says he's completely delusional. Although Yukino adds, "It's your fault, Sting." We pick up in a cave, I guess also in the Delta Forest, where you hear, moaning? Oh, it's the old lady. She's essentially orgasming as she eats something, as the locked up behind bars Lucy and Happy just look on, just bewildered. Lucy questions, "What are you doing?" And the old lady says, "I'm eating dried potatoes, as you can see." And she continues to eat while making very provocative sounds. Lucy questions, "Why is she eating in that voice?" And Happy says, "I'm scared, Lucy. I'm scared too." But Lucy questions, "What's the point of kidnapping us?" The old lady says, "Who knows?" Lucy then says, "So you were lying when you said you were an informant." The old lady says, "No, that part is true. That's how I found this bit of information. Gold Owl wants wizards from Fairy Tale. If anyone catches one, we'll get a hefty sum." That's what it is. We then pick back up at the Alchemy Guild Gold Owl where, oh, Sting's there. Rogue. Dang it. I always do that. Rogue is there with Frost and Lecter. He's peeking around the corner and tells them, "No matter how you look at it, this is the hardest course." Frost says, "Carla thinks so too." And Lecter says, "You're Frost." Frost thinks for a moment and says, "This is enemy HQ. Even Rogue can't do this alone." Rogue says, "I know, but if we can rescue Gray and Wendy, we might be able to manage something. You two stay here," he says as he sinks into the shadows and goes racing in the door. As he peeks out from the shadows over the ceiling, he sees Gray, Wendy, and Carla tied up and on their knees, surrounded by members of Gold Owl. They question, "So this is the rumored fairy tale. What? They're still kids. Why is this guy naked? Do these guys really have incredible magic?" "Yeah. And Gray, you are in a bad situation. Wendy, yeah, I can understand that. And Carla, usually once they're busted out, they're fine, but man, to actually see Gray bound. Huh." Rogue thinks to himself, "Gray, Wendy, Carla." One of the members of Gold Owl questions Sai. "Sai, is this all you captured?" Sai says, "There's more. I'm on my way to get him." But Gray, not worried in the least, says, "You're trying to pick a fight with Fairy Tale. You know what's going to happen next, right?" And leave it to Gray to, despite being bound and on his knees, to still be putting out the intimidation factor. So I definitely see Rogue getting Gray, Wendy, and Carla out of their situation pretty easily. It's just the fact that they're definitely going to run into other members of Gold Owl unless they're already on patrol or something. That's the problem. But an escape probably would be easier than trying to confront the other members of Gold Owl. Lucy and Happy's situation is very hard to say. Maybe they might be able to talk things out with the old lady because she doesn't look like a fighter. So more than likely, other members of Gold Owl are out and about, going to the various different locations with the Fairy Tale Guild members captured, and everyone will encounter someone here and there. Maybe when Lucy will fight the old lady, and you'll have up of Natsu, Sting, and Yukino. Or maybe Yukino will get to Lucy, they'll team up, fight the old lady, and then a member of Gold Owl will show up and Natsu and Sting will take them on. Might get a team fight of Gray, Rogue, and Wendy versus another member. Because, maybe Wendy will take on Sai. That could be it. I had thought that Jalal and Urza had figured something out because they could still use their abilities inside the picture, but the fact that they can't, dang. I honestly thought, if anything, Jalal might have been able to coach Urza through something. Jalal's brain and Urza's ability. But then the old man saying your magic tower will be used as raw alchemic material. What does that mean? They'll be used for alchemic material. And Natsu, yeah, you definitely gotta run into a member of Gold Owl. But good stuff. We're still in the preliminary stuff, dealing with mooks and weirdos and people with quirky abilities before we get into the real heavy hitters. So place your bets. Who's going to encounter what? Will the team regroup? Or does the battle against Gold Owl begin from here on out? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Remember to subscribe. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.